What's up? We're back. Dad's back from Florida. It's Fire with Dad.
Fire with Dad, baby.
So, Dad, you've been back for a few weeks now.
2 weeks.
And you come back to the snowy Midwest.
Jesus.
Do you miss the sunshine of Florida?
Yeah, big time during this time, jeepers. I figured maybe winter would be over by the time we got back. Actually, it was just starting.
Yeah, you brought it back, dude. Thanks a lot. I think I blame you. I completely blame you for bringing the cold weather back.
That's very nice.
So, talk to me. What's going on in life? What's going on in business?
Not much. Just doing coaching. A lot of coaching sessions. Been spending a lot of time working on my clients on how to do their 60-second sales manager's minute. Or you guys, as being I call it, your 60-second commercial, which is a joke. It's not a commercial. It better not be a commercial. But a lot of guys have seen a lot of guys having a tough time doing their 60-second. They just, for some reason, they get stupid and carried away. And I says, I get kind of humorous. I had a guy the other day. I asked him to tell me what he did. He stumbled around like he had just started a business 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in any business. I mean, if you're a restaurant, it's easy to say, what do you do? Oh, I own a restaurant or I operate a barbecue restaurant. But there's a deeper element there of what you actually do. I mean, you bring smiles to people's faces. You give families a way to get away. You give people a reason to not cook at home. I mean, there's a lot of things. And I think a lot of times people have never been in a situation where they've been forced to articulate in depth what they do for a living. And it's important because if you're out and about at networking events, at a Chamber of Commerce event, if you're golfing and you run into a friend in the clubhouse, they say, oh, so my buddy Matt. Oh, what do you do, Matt? I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, it happened to me yesterday. I went to got a slab of steaks at the new place that we started going to, the butcher shop. By the way, the steak, I had one last night. Best steak I've ever had in my life. Unbelievable. But
where's my invite?
Well, come on down, baby.
You didn't invite me. I mean,
we got home. We got home at 5 o'clock. You said cook a steak. I said, okay, fine. So anyway, so I get in there and I'm talking to the three guys that own the place. I say, what do you guys do? And they were, I mean, it was almost like I had a crowbar.
Where is this new butcher shop?
It's in Campbellsburg, which is
Where's
about
that at?
Well, you go down the expressway to the two exits down from where we are towards Louisville and get off the exit 421, go down about 3 miles and it's on the left-hand side.
Okay. How'd you find it?
We just knew there was one there and we have been shopping around and finally decided we'd go ahead and try it. And boy, smart move, baby. Whoa.
So let's switch gears. I want to talk about this weekend, the Super Bowl. Did you know, and I think that math is correct, that this will be Tom Brady, this Super Bowl, means that 45% of the times he's played in the NFL, he's played in the Super Bowl. 45% of his career, his years in the NFL, he's made it to the Super Bowl.
Maybe higher than that.
No, it's 45. This is his 10th Super Bowl out of like 22 years, I think is what it is.
Oh, I didn't realize it. Okay. I thought he'd been there more often than that, to be honest with you.
That's 10. I mean, the Bengals can't even get to the playoffs. So a Bengals quarterback and even a Bears quarterback has like a 1% chance of getting to the playoffs. Tom Brady's getting to the Super Bowl 45% of the time. It's unbelievable.
Well, talking about football, guess who the Bears just got?
Icky Woods.
J.J. Watt.
When did they get that?
This week. They just traded J.J. Watt, traded for J.J. Watt. So he's now they traded him for the guy who was their, they had paid $45 million to get.
Who? Mack?
No, the other guy on the defensive end. Mack's the outside linebacker.
Where are you seeing this at? I'm on ESPN right now. I don't see it.
It was about 3 days ago.
3 days ago, Chicago Bears. Let's see.
J.J. Watt, baby.
Because Cole hasn't even mentioned that. It's not on ESPN.
Well, it was all over my Facebook page that the Bears had gotten him. They traded the one guy. His name was Quinn. They traded Quinn for and two guys I think two draft picks to get Watt.
Huh. I had not heard that at all. I'm looking on
Google,
here.
Google JJ Watt.
Okay, I'm gonna Google JJ Watt. I wonder if you're on a fake news site or something. Here it is. Chicago Bears land How is that not even on ESPN? It's not even on the Bears page on ESPN. Chicago Bears land JJ Watt in one of the latest blockbuster trades. Wow. It says they traded for JJ Watt. They thought about taking Matt Plapp instead, but realized he was old and terrible.
Well, they got
wow.
Matt on one side and Watt on the other side. Tell me they ain't going to be a force to reckon with.
Well, they better get somebody to throw the ball down the field.
Well, the word on the street was they were going to try and get Stafford, but that never happened. And then
they aren't going to trade him in division. That wasn't going to happen.
And then they also were going to. There's also another possibility of getting another big name quarterback. Who was it? I can't remember who it is now. They were looking at trading, getting somebody for what's his face?
I don't know what's his face means. Stravinsky?
Yeah.
So somebody just asked a question on YouTube. Odds Bodkins, okay, said, "Is this a good time to franchise or should I do my own thing?" So it doesn't have anything to do with us talking this, but we can talk biz. I mean,
let's go ahead, talk franchise.
I think it could be. And he's talking about restaurants. I think it could be either thing. I mean, a franchise you get with a restaurant gives you some stability and research that you don't have to do on your own. If you're going to go start a burrito shop, you've got a lot of work to do to get to a point where you have it.
Well, my question would be this:
whereas you can franchise, they've already got everything in a package. It's just now you have to make sure that you're the right fit for it.
Well, one of the things I would consider if I was looking at buying a franchise is has he ever started a restaurant before? Okay, how much experience has he got? Because the franchise does basically two things. One is they have that structure set up, an administration, how to set up the business, how to set up the back room, how to a lot of them got deals on different stoves, ovens, whatever they need. Okay, different equipment. So there's a possibility there. But if you've already got all the equipment and you already understand the structure, then do you want to pay the fee?
Well, I think there's a little more depth than that. If you're going to start a restaurant from scratch, man, and if you have a deep history of it and you understand how to do a lot of different things, fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but if you're asking that question like right now, you're probably in the mood of you need a franchise. But
yeah, that could be good. If you're asking the question, be like asking what's that cost. If you're asking that question, you may not be able to afford it. So if you're asking the question, should I be franchising? You may need to be franchising. Yeah.
Well, and I think the one good thing about it right now, and I've got a handful of clients that are out opening new restaurants as we speak, the real estate they're getting. I think the number I've heard is that 40% of all restaurants went out of business last year. 25% happened in the first month. But there's a lot of real estate out there that already has kitchens, tables. There's a lot of built out places that are decent locations, just were bad operators. And there's a good chance you can take it in there and open a franchise. One of my clients, Patrick Harder, just opened Dickey's Fairfield, and he had a Guthrie's Chicken in there that wasn't going how he wanted. He went in there. It already had everything he needed for the most part. So he was able to retrofit it a little differently. Now it was his own real estate, but he flipped it over from a Guthrie's to a Dickey's, and it's doing great. So, man, I think now's a good time, I think, to start a business in general. But it also depends on where you're at. I mean, if you're in California or New York or New Jersey, places that have some crazy rules happening, might slow your roll a little. But, at the same time, depends on where you're at and what the opportunity is. But, the best time to buy a stock a lot of times is when it's down. And, the restaurant stock in the United States is down right now.
Well, you can buy equipment, probably equipment by probably 25%, 25 cents on the dollar. Guys that went out of business. The other thing too is, to give you an example. I can remember when the one coffee shop where I used to go to up by Panero went out of business. They just moved everything. They just closed all their stores. Within about a year, what's the name of the coffee shop?
Idea.
The big franchise. I'm losing my mind. Starbucks. Starbucks moved in there. The guy who bought the Starbucks franchise didn't have to buy anything. He had all the
I don't
equipment.
think. Yeah, well, that's a corporate store. There are no Starbucks franchises.
Oh, is it Brooklyn? In that case, they just took over.
Yeah, they're able to turn it. I think it's a good opportunity. I think down times like this bring a lot of opportunity. It's obviously tougher now to do business in some aspects, but at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity. I'll say this: I deal with a lot of restaurants, and I talk to a lot of them. I've talked to 6, 7, 8 today, and a couple of the ones that I've talked, like I talk to them, they're not doing a lot of the right stuff, and some of these I talk to every day go out of business every couple months, and it's because they're just not equipped to be in the business. And so, the one thing you got to look at on yourself is, are you equipped? Are you willing to get in there, roll your sleeves up? Number one, sell, because you got to sell food every day. Number two, market to people that need to be buying your food. Number three, lead your team. It's not an easy business, but I think there's opportunity right now, just like there is anywhere.
Well, and the other thing too is right now, okay, is a good opportunity. But one of the key things is that restaurants, and when you're just starting out, you better be willing to put the hours in, because you may be working 7 days a week. You may be working 15 hours a day for the first 6 months. So I can remember a buddy of mine opened a restaurant, and it's been 30 years ago, and he was a professor at NKU, and he thought, oh, I'm going to go into the restaurant business and be a piece of cake. After about 4 months, he's going, what in the hell did I just do? I went from about 8 hours a day to almost 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, you definitely gotta make sure that you're equipped to handle it correctly, and it's that's one thing that I heard Ray Wiley, who's the owner and founder of Hothead Burrito and Rapid Fire Pizza. He talks about ostrich ownership. Like you can't be an ostrich that puts your head in the sand and doesn't watch. You got to be in that business all the time. It's not one you can get passive income from, mailbox money, because it needs you in there. But cool.
I agree, and I agree with you. It probably, if anytime I was going to buy a restaurant or go into the restaurant business, it's probably right now, because guess what? There's major league shortage of restaurants once this thing gets out. Once this thing gets a little bit back to normal, there's a major league shortage of restaurants, and people are going to go nuts because once they let the gates open, people are going to go nuts and want to go eat. And if you got a restaurant and you got get a decent reputation, done some marketing, it could be a home run derby.
Yep, I agree. Well, cool. Well, I'm gonna get off here, get back to business. I got about 20 clients to call, make some things happen.
Cha-ching, baby.
See you, Dad.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Bye.